Hello everybody, it's Amy from Making Space with another activity for you. Today's activity is again inspired by VE Day, and we're going to be making these lovely little sort of hero award badges. So you can see this one here says my hero, best neighbour. You can do whatever you want really. They're inspired by VE Day. I don't know about you, but we're having a at-home street party where everyone kind of comes out on their front doorsteps. So I thought these would be really nice to sort of share with some neighbours. You can of course do your own ones. You might want to kind of give the award for someone that's done, you know, the best washing up this week, or has really helped in the garden, has done all their homework, best mum. It can be completely up to you, but really lovely activity, really easy to do. So let's get started. So I'll talk you through everything we need. You're going to need some felt fabric, just whatever you've got to hand. You're going to want some fabric scissors and some paper scissors as well. Then you're going to need a pen and a pencil. Then you're going to want some normal everyday sort of safety pins. Some round things. You're going to use these to draw around, so it doesn't matter what it is, just some different round things to kind of draw around. You're going to want some card. I've got this nice kind of brown craft card, but you can use whatever you've got, whatever colour as well. You're going to need some double-sided tape and some ribbons, and again whatever you've got to hand. Now you can see I'm doing mine in sort of in colours inspired by the Union Jack, but again it's completely up to you. Go with what you've got at home. Now if you've got a typewriter as well, that's great. That's what I've used to do the font on mine, but if you've not got a typewriter, of course don't worry, you can just write these out, or you can write them on the print, type them out on the printer and then print it out. It's completely up to you. But that's the first thing we're going to do, so let's clear a bit of space. Pop these up here so we can still see them. So as I said, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to decide who you're doing the award for, and then I use my typewriter to type out some little things, and you can see I've used two already, but I've got Prettiest front garden on the road, thank you, everyday hero, best friend, well done. It's completely up to you what you want to say on there. Obviously you need to bear in mind it's got to be small enough to fit in the middle of your award, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, do that first. I'm not going to show you how to do that, my typewriter's over here, but you can see I've already done that. So get your awards, your kind of the font part done first, and then we can start making. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out the middle circle, and let's do everyday hero. So I'm just using a button because it's about the right size, and I'm just going to, actually it's quite handy because it's got holes in the middle, I can roughly see where I'm going. So we're going to place that in the middle. Oh, then we're just going to use a pencil to just draw around the outside. Perfect. So then we're going to use our paper scissors obviously for this one, and we're going to cut out. Now what you might want to do to make things a bit easier is roughly cut it out first, and then cut it out again neatly. Sometimes it's a bit easier to cut when you've not got a big bit of paper in the way. So we're going to cut that out, and again you can cut just inside the pencil lines, or because we've used pencil you can just rub them out if you kind of, you know, gone over the line. And obviously they're handmade, don't worry if they're not perfect circles, just get them as neat as you can. So there we go, that's our everyday hero ready for the centre of our award. So then you need to start building up the felt layers that we're going to use, and this one you're going to need your felt. So choose what colour you want to do. So let's start with maybe a cream. And what you need to do is you need to now think about getting the sizes bigger as they go. And this is when your different sort of size circular things that you've got can come in helpful, because you can test them out beforehand. That's quite a nice sort of difference. So let's do that one first. Now we're going to put it right to the edge of the fabric because we don't want to waste any. And you're going to want to grab a pen, any felt tip pen you've got to hand. And again, just trace round the outside. Perfect. And then this time we're going to want to use our fabric scissors. And again, I'm going to roughly cut it out first. And you can see by doing it right in the corner, I've wasted as little of the felt as possible. And then cut it out. So again, you want to cut just inside the purple line. And again, you can always flip it over. So if you still see some of your pen mark, you can flip it over. You can also get pens that are good for drawing on fabric because they dissolve, but I'm aware that lots of people won't have this at home. So I'm trying to do these so we can kind of do it with what most people have got at home. Now, obviously, if you've not got felt, you can just do this with coloured paper and card. It doesn't need to be felt. They can be sort of paper badges. That's completely fine. And would actually look just as lovely. So don't let that put you off. Okay, so now we've got our first shape, and you can see my circles aren't perfect. Let's trim that up a little bit. Okay, so we've got our first layer. Then let's use some of this nice blue for the next layer. And you can see what I'm going to do is I'm going to build mine up a bit like this one, where I'm going to have this zigzag edge around the background. So I'm going to want to make it a bit bigger because I'm going to cut it down. So I've got this, it's a lid of a pot of pens. And again, if we place it on top, you can see that's quite a good spacing. So we'll use that one. So again, we're going to put it right in the corner. Grab our pen. Trace around the outside. And then cut it up. And this is really fun for all ages. You get the whole family involved. You could just do one for yourself if you're at home and you just want to, you know, you deserve an award. I'll just peel the sticker off the back of that one. Oh, it's warped the shape. Let's try and get that back into a circular shape. You know, you could make one for your nan, your neighbour, your best friend, you know, pop it through the door, leave it on the doorstep, lovely surprise. You can make one for yourself and wear it tomorrow if you're going to be doing any VE Day celebrations. You could make them just as kind of wall decor as well. It's completely up to you. So get your shape cut out, and this time we're going to cut some zigzags in it. So you can mark it out if you want to. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to kind of do it by eye, and this is when you need fabric scissors because they're a little bit sharper and you'll get a crisper cut. So if you're a young person or child doing this, you might want to grab an adult for this bit to kind of help, depending on how confident you are with scissors. And you can see I'm just working around the outside, trying to keep my zigzags roughly the same, but like I said, it's handmade, they're not going to be perfect. And obviously you can do this activity at any time of the year. You know, they'd make lovely Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, someone leaving, thank you presents. And the activity was inspired by my lovely friend George, who makes lovely crafty things. So there we go, you can see now we've got our star kind of shape. So make sure that's in focus. And that's going to go on there. So that's looking really good. And I think we need one more colour on this one. And I might go for this lovely kind of brownie sort of colour. So again, we need to make sure our next circle is bigger than that. And for that, I think I'm going to use a glass to draw around. So I'm going to pop that on there. Draw around the outside. Take that off. And again, we're going to cut that out. So you can see, so far, nothing complicated, all really simple to do. Put that out of the way. Let's just trim this down. This is my biggest batch by the look of it. Okay, and again we'll do zigzags on this one. It's got a bit of a rosette kind of feel to it. Now when it comes to join them all together, I'm going to be using double-sided tape, but you can use whatever you've got. If you've got fabric glue, great. If you've got a glue gun, brilliant, that's going to work really well. PVA glue would probably still do it as well if that's all you've got at home, but I'm going to use double-sided tape because you don't need to wait for it to dry, and it's nice and quick, and I found it works fine. Oops, sorry, bounced the camera there. And you can see on this one I'm doing much bigger zigzag. Let's make one for that last one. Okay, keep all these little bits. You can use these little bits in kind of other crafty projects as well, so don't throw those bits away, you can keep those. Okay, so now you can kind of layer up your things, and you can see that looks really cute. So now it's kind of time to join it all together. So this is when we're going to use the double-sided tape. I'm going to flip it over, and let's get this onto view. So double-sided tape, you're going to want to get a bit that's big enough, and I'm just going to do a cross across mine. So push it down and then peel back the corner like so, and then I'm going to do one the other way as well. You can go around the outside, it's completely up to you what you want to do, or if you've just got a glue gun or fabric glue, just put a big splodge in the middle. Okay, so I'm kind of peeling back the top layer and using my other thumb to hold down the bottom level, and then peeling that layer off. And then we're going to put it roughly in the middle and push down. Okay, then we're going to go to the next layer. Check if there's a front or a back as well. If you can still see a little bit of your pens, pop that on the back so it doesn't ruin the front of your design. So push it down, peel it back from one corner, hold it down and peel off. The more you use double-sided tape, the easier it gets to kind of work with. Push it down, peel back the corner and kind of push the bottom layer down, and then peel it back. And then stick that on top. Oh, try and get yours in the middle. And push down. And again, last layer. Sorry, the camera's really bouncing around today. Just trying to settle that a little bit. Right, now you can see this bit here. I've done this a bit big. I'm going to show you what to do if you do this. Don't worry about it. Again, stick it on. Peel it off from the side that's not hanging off the edge, and then just go to the corner and fold that back over. Okay, we'll put a little bit more on this one as well, so it does go across. And you can see I'm just tearing the double-sided tape. I'm not worrying about using scissors with this one. Using double-sided tape and a pair of scissors, it can kind of gunk them up, so you don't need to. So I find it works fine by just tearing it. Okay, and then we're going to put that in the middle. Beautiful. So now I just need some ribbons coming off the bottom. So I'm going to use some red and some white, I think. Again, use what you've got to hand. Use some colours that complement your design. You can see on these ones I've used felt as well, so you can layer up with felt and ribbon if you want to. Completely up to you. You can do one thickness, you can do two. So on this one I'm going to show you how to do this one here, where you've got sort of two crossover ones, and we're going to have red and sort of a cream. So cut off a length of the ribbon. Okay, then we're going to put a fold in the middle, but we're not going to fold it up straight, we're going to fold it on a bit of an angle, like so. And you can see this has naturally got a crease in the ribbon, so I'm going to kind of go with that and cut it at an angle so that kind of crease doesn't ruin the final design. So that looks really lovely. And then we're going to do the same with the red one on top. And I want the red one And the same way. So that's going to go like so, which looks lovely. So again, grab some double-sided tape, rip off the length. I'm going to put that right at the top. Like so, and again, any bits that stick off the edge, we're just going to fold in. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to stick the red one to the top of the white bit. Okay, like so. And then we're going to do exactly the same again, put another layer of tape over the top, push down nice and securely, peel back the layer, fold it back, and then what we're going to do is we're going to then push this on the top. So figure out how high you want it, how much, move that into view, how much you want kind of hanging out the bottom. I want quite a bit. Then what you can do is touch it down and then push down really firmly from the back. And now it's in place. If you want to tweak it a little bit, you can do. So I'm just going to make these red bits a tiny bit shorter. Like so. Really, really lovely. So now we need to put a pin on the back so obviously someone can wear it. So if you've got brooch backs, you can sew them on, that's brilliant, but I'm going to show you how to do it just using a normal everyday safety pin, which I'm sure everybody's got lying around the house. So open your safety pin up and then grab a bit of ribbon, which we're going to use to secure it in place, and cut a short length. And then what you want to do is you want to get a bit of tape that's the same length, so just tear it off, pop it down the middle of the tape. Now, it doesn't really matter what tape you're going to use. It's going to be on the back so no one's going to see it. But, you know, it's nice if it kind of complements the colours. And again, peel off that so you've got the tape on the back. Now, what you want to do is you want to pop it in the middle of your safety pin, like so. Okay, you see? The bit that opens and closes needs to be on the outside because obviously people need to be able to use that to put it on. Turn it over to the back and attach it into the middle of your design. Push down really nice and firmly. Trim off any excess bits that you need to. There we go. And then what you can do is secure that up. And there we go. Really lovely, simple craft activity to make these, I think, rather fabulous little badges, which celebrate everyday heroes, inspired by VE Day, and just, you know, general good craftiness. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed the activity today. I hope you have a go. And if you do, please send us some photos of what you've made because we'd really love to see. And I'll be back next week. Take care, guys, and have a lovely VE Day, everybody. Bye.